Welcome to Taboo, a show that talks about controversial topics on college campuses from different perspectives. I'm your host, Loyola. Let's get started. Our first topic is Adderall. Adderall, a stimulant designed to treat ADHD, has taken over as a drug of choice among young adults. With positive side effects such as an increased focus and reduced appetite, Adderall seems to offer everything a college student needs to survive the stress of college life. Or does it? We have Steve and Amaka here to discuss that very question. Adderall. When do you use it? Do you use it? Do you think you need it?
I think the people who do use it probably think they need it, which is why they continue to take it. I think it's just a academic enhancer, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, I feel like it was a phenomenon in freshman year. A lot of people had easy access to it, and so people were just taking it, especially during finals week. And feel like if you already have a good study habit, then you're not going to keep using Adderall, so it kind of like tapered off after freshman year.
Why do you think using Adderall became more prevalent in college life than it was in high school life? Because it was harder to get in high school, or because the stress of college became more prevalent?
Definitely the stress of college. You have like your schoolwork and then your social life and then all your different activities, and like you don't have like your parents like who set your schedule. You have to remind yourself of everything, so sometimes it can get away from you.
I mean, obviously, I think it's a little bit of both, because I mean, if you can't, like in high school, you really, maybe you knew a few friends who had it, but in college, it's like every floor of Newman, there's one kid who has it, and then obviously the stress of college, you want to get above like a 3.5 if you want a job like these days. You know what I'm saying? Right. You get the pressure from your parents, your school, all that. Right,
which I don't think is a good thing. I really don't think it's a good thing at all. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems that Adderall has become sort of an epidemic instead of really helping somebody. I think it kind of holds back. If I compare it to going to the gym with a pre-workout. If you go to the gym with a pre-workout, I don't think that's actual strength. I think strength comes sort of from within you. And then our parents' generation, they didn't have ADHD, or at least it wasn't a medical term. So what do you think that is? Do you think that ADHD just it wasn't discovered, or do you think that it sort of like reflects the time period?
I think it reflects the time period. I think, listen, like a student was, say a kid gets prescribed in 4th grade, he was probably just bored. The teacher wasn't good. Like, yeah. School's not supposed to be fun. Just because he's not paying attention doesn't mean has a medical issue. It's just he wants to go home and play video games or shoot hoops, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He doesn't want to sit down in a chair all day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm a psych major, so I think that ADHD is a real condition, and like it has all of its like symptoms, and it's I think
cool.
It's real.
Cool. Moving on to our next topic. You guys will be back in a few moments for our next discussion. But now, from drugs with benefits to friends with benefits, sex in America, especially among college students, has become more of a one-night stand than a long-term commitment. So, what do Loyola students think of our hookup culture? Our Lauren Bainu found out.
Hey everyone, I'm Lauren Baino, and we're going to go around the quad to see what Loyola students think about the hookup versus relationship culture. Let's take a look.
It happens a lot, and it's very interesting to see like how relationships start. It's through like hookups and not through getting to know a person first.
Well, I feel like a lot of the hookup culture here is based around the bar scene.
I think that it's just an excuse for people to get physical.
There is a hookup culture. There's pressure to hook up with people at Loyola.
I mean, I don't think there's necessarily a bad thing about it. I mean, it's people experimenting in college and having a good time.
Well, it's happened to me. I guess I've also forced someone to be sexiled, so I couldn't say much negative about it. It's not fun, but it happens.
If we've talked about it and I know what to expect, then it's completely fine. But if it happens a lot and it's an inconvenience to me, I think that's not cool.
I don't really care that much. I mean, my roommate snores anyway, so I usually sleep on the couch.
I guess as a friend, you do what you have to do for your friend.
It has happened to me, and so I don't I think it's very inconsiderate.
College students are more likely to hook up than actually go for the relationship because we're all busy with classes. It's easier to just get that, one and done.
It depends. I think like freshman and sophomore year, you're like ready to go wild and be like, I gotta hook up with as many people as possible, and like there's the pressure to hook up and like have that number, I guess. But I think come like junior and senior year, you want to be able to talk about it and like have a relationship.
People more likely go to a bar than a cafe and go sit down and talk to somebody.
With all the drinking and stuff that goes on, it's a lot easier to just go for the hookup.
People expect that men think of it differently, but I think that it's really the same.
Men and women have different ways of looking at life.
I think they view it the same, both men and women. I mean, I think there's more pressure on guys to hook up because that's just like the guy thing to do, as people would say.
Guys have this like idea that to be like the macho man, you have to like go out and hook up with as many girls as you can.
Definitely. Yeah, a lot. I think it just kind of lowers people's inhibitions and makes people more willing to do things they wouldn't do sober.
I think that if two people are under the influence, they'd be more likely to give in to just hooking up.
Definitely changes the way that you're perceiving the individual you're wanting to hook up with or not.
People can get hurt. It's not like hooking up with people. It's more complicated than it seems.
There's not going to be real substantial relationships with the hookup culture.
STDs are negative. That could happen.
You're getting to know what you like and what you don't like in others.
If two people aren't looking for the same thing and like communication isn't there, then people can get hurt.
So there you have it. Everyone's got a different opinion about it. Back to the studio.
Sounds like students agree, if nothing else, that this is an issue that sparks many different emotions. What do you guys think about our hookup culture in America, about the hookup culture at Loyola? Thoughts?
I think our whole generation loves partying, and then with partying, comes alcohol. When you drink alcohol, you're not yourself. Your brain is impaired for whatever time you're drinking, and you're not really, when you're meeting someone out at the bar, you're not really meeting them. So I think like a sober encounter would be way better if you want to, like more than just a hookup. But if you're trying just to hook up, like it helps. Like alcohol, if you're drunk, you're gonna be less picky, more impulsive, and
right, cool.
So it could help that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hooking up culture, I mean, it is what it is. You just kind of have to live with it. I feel like maybe after college, it's when you should be really looking for a relationship. But, in college, it's kind of hard with, like, all your different activities and just kind of, putting that into that as well.
So do you think when you go out, do you look to hook up with someone, or what's your motive, I guess, for going out? Is it to hook up with someone, or is it to get drunk? Because I've been asked that before. Actually.
Definitely the ultimate goal is to, hook up with a girl that you like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting.
I'm going to say have fun. You just have to go have fun, especially, the 70-30 thing. You can't really pick one guy because another 15 girls are like...
The 70-30, you're referring to the 70... 70%
girls, 30% boys. So, I just try to have a good time, I feel, is the best thing, especially at the school.
Yeah. Relationships for you guys. Have you had them?
Yeah, I mean, I had a high school girlfriend, and then I had, some like a 2-month thing in college, and it was never a girlfriend, but because it was really just going out. And
so it was more of a friend with benefits. Then.
Yes.
And yeah, definitely.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Same for you?
Yeah, a couple of people here and there, but, it's mainly just the hooking up. Cool.
Well, now that you've heard from our panel and the thoughts about these issues, it's time for our fireball round, where we put our guests under fire on topics about that our viewers are talking about. From Justin Bieber to the Olympics, there's a lot that we could talk about, but our guests don't know what exactly they'll be asked. You guys ready to do this?
Yeah.
All right. First question. George Zimmerman and the celebrity boxing match.
Lose for Zimmerman, definitely.
Yeah, it was a stupid idea to begin with.
Malaysia Airlines disappearance.
That's weird. I talk about, like, my mom's interested in that. Like, that's when you know something's hitting the news. Like,
Yeah.
when my mom's watching it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't think the plane ever left the airport, honestly. It just feels like, I don't know.
It never left.
They probably dragged it somewhere. I don't know.
Ukraine-Russia conflict.
Russia needs to get out of there, man.
Yeah?
Definitely.
Yeah.
E-cigarettes.
Ooh, they're like kind of new hip thing. Kids think they're cool, like in a diner after the bar, like,
Yeah.
I can do this here. You can't tell me no.
Well,
They taste fantastic. Go ahead.
I was going to say, if it helps with secondhand smoke, then why not?
True. Loyola versus Duke win.
Amazing.
Big win.
I hate Duke in basketball, so I'm happy we won.
Cool. Jennifer Lawrence falling at the Oscars.
High heels are overrated, for sure.
I think she's doing it on purpose.
I agree. True Detective.
Great show. I watched every episode.
Never watched it.
Well, you gotta watch it.
Vampire Diaries.
Amaka needs to watch True Detective.
Senior year and upcoming senior year.
Grad schools, jobs, stressful, but, having fun at the same time.
I think you just gotta take it day by day and live. I mean, don't worry about what job you're gonna get. I mean, worry about it, but don't like kill yourself over it. You know what I'm
Spoken
saying?
like a true Buddhist.
Yeah.
March Madness.
Gonna make my bracket. Gonna win that $1 billion. Let's go, squad.
Is it $1 billion?
$1 billion. Warren Buffett made it. Yeah. If you get a perfect bracket, you get $1 billion.
I'll watch if, I don't know, the players are cute.
Hey. Lindsay Lohan's new reality TV show on OWN.
Oprah really hooked her up with that because Lindsay Lohan was kind of in the dumps, and Oprah gave her own show.
Yeah, not a bad girl.
Yeah.
Good for her. Making some money.
Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Taboo. Thanks, Amaka and Steve, for joining us. And for all of you tweeting your ideas and topics, keep them coming. You can tweet us at Taboo LU with what you want to see us tackle next. We'll be back soon with more Taboo topics. Who knows? We may see yours. Thanks for watching.